Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Chair Yoga and Meditation. Let's begin our transitional time with that Nadi Shodhana, which is that alternate nostril breath work. As I've said many times, the best way to change that monkey mind kind of thought process that can be so disturbing is to just to change your breath, change your thoughts by changing your breath. I'm just committed to that. And this one's kind of so in grow. You have to be so committed to it that you particularly will find the benefit of that strategy by using something like this. And not to mention the fact that it helps us to feel the kind of the unity of our energies. The left side of the body, the right side of the body have very different energies that contribute to our sense of our very being. That kind of unifying that by acknowledging that and the unifying nature of this breath work also is supported by this. So lots of different ways to use it, to actually employ this kind of breath work. So we are going to use our cloth today. So if you've got that handy, I just wanted you to be aware that that's probably going to come into play. So you'll have your block and you'll have that cloth, and we'll just begin our transition with a nice tall sit. So I want you to feel yourself into your chair, coming forward a little bit on the chair, because when we move our legs, we're going to need that advantage. And then, of course, we're keeping ourselves away from the backrest that way, which just helps us to use our core strength, to use our back muscles, to hold ourselves upright. Imagine, though, that there's a wall behind you so that you can push your head into that imaginary wall, so that it just kind of assures that your neck and spine are well aligned. Your head, neck, and spine are well aligned by pushing the back of your head into sort of an imaginary wall. Shoulder blades, too, if you can, again, imagine that you're pulling your shoulder blades back toward that surface behind you. And then the Nadi Shodhana breath work that we're going to do today is the most traditional, where you're using a thumb and a ring finger to alternate the pressing in of the nostrils. So I'm not going to do it with my hands so that I can just coach you through it all the way. So let's begin with just a big breath in through the nose and exhale that out of your mouth. One more like that. And then plug your right nostril, and breathe in from the left and switch so that the left nostril is pressed and you can breathe out through the right. So you're going to just switch your breath from the left breathing in and the right breathing out. Just stay with that, breathing in through the left and out through the right. And you can block your nostrils to accommodate that if you want. You can do this by intention as well. So starting with inhaling left, exhaling right, and just stay with that. We're just going to do several rounds, just staying with that, inhaling left and exhaling right at your own pace. Eyes closed, I think, is very useful. Beautiful. And now the next time you exhale right, stay put. Switch your hands so your nostril, and inhale right and exhale left. So we're switching. Inhale right, exhale left. Again, using your fingers or thumb to help you with that if you choose, but we're inhaling right, exhaling left. Stay with it. Inhaling right, exhaling left. Beautiful. Exhale completely now. Inhale through both nostrils and blow it out like you're blowing out a candle. Inhale. One more time. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Beautiful. All right. I'm going to join you in the chair and we'll begin some movement now as we warm up the body as part of our transition. Got the block between my thighs. You're creating right angles with your legs, just reminding you about setup here, that your knees are in a right angle and you've got your knees lined up over your heels and ankles. So as we begin, let's move the shoulders. Let's come up, back, and down with the shoulders. Pull the belly wall in so you just start to feel a little more engaged, a little stronger, because you've pulled in that abdominal wall, turning it on. Try to isolate the movement in those upper arms so that you can feel the shoulder blades pulling towards center. That's the idea here. And then round through your back body a little bit as you change the direction of that. So just a little movement here, still in this transitional opening moments of our class. Let's relax the shoulders into what you would consider neutral and open your palms to face up. So you've got your hands in that mudra of receptivity. You just feel now how your breath has maybe changed the way you feel by the fact that you've done some work, found some movement, changed that breath through that alternate nostril choice. As we set our intention now, feel your feet to the floor, just feeling your way into your body more powerfully than ever, and including the space that you occupy. That you not only are very aware of how it feels in a sensation, the sensation of your body, very important, but also that you have some awareness too, that you occupy the space that you do. There's some connection to that space that you can almost touch, almost feel it. Yoga has a tradition of opening, of accessing this opening, this access perhaps to the larger mind, to a mind within us, a state of being within us that is open to such things, embraces such things as unity, as being considered one with everyone. That's that very same language of the definition of namaste. And that is, I honor the place in you that is the same in me. All of that is part of this larger mind that yoga is trying to introduce us to. And also the idea of unconditional positive regard. It's kind of beyond our small way of thinking as humans, but it's accessible when we can open to receive that larger mind and the wisdom that lies there. Unconditional positive regard for yourself and for everyone. So we set our intention, and so it is. Let's open those eyes again. Inhale with me, palms will come together overhead and look up. Exhale, we bow at the heart. Inhale back up. Exhale, take those arms all the way down and around, and you end up with your hands right alongside the frame of the chair. Let's pull back so we can feel that cow pose, the shape of this extended spine, kind of an arch. Keep your arms very close to the frame of the chair and pull back so you can really exaggerate that arch of the back body. Now, what I've been working on for quite a while now is what's going on with your pelvis. There's a tilt there. If you don't feel the tilt, I want you to kind of start over, move yourself around, start with the tilt, and then get the arms. So you don't get confused about, well, what's the most important thing here? They both can work simultaneously very well. I want you to really try to efforting now that you're tilting your pelvis more than ever. So there's quite an arch through your low back area. That lumbar curve is exaggerated. So we're breathing both in and out, kind of just shaping this up so we can be familiar with it. And as you exhale, just bring your hands to your knees and nothing else. Just got to put your hands there holding onto your kneecaps, and your arms are straight so that you end up with your shoulders right above your hips. You haven't come forward you're just trying to hold yourself. Again, it's kind of like using the technique of the imaginary wall. We brace our hands into the knees so that we're kind of limited in our movement and the shoulders have to stay put. Now tuck the pelvis, tuck that pelvis, tuck your tail. And it'll just naturally arise that there's more curve in the lumbar spine. So we've gone from a very extended lumbar area to a curve there. And then move that curve up. So the center part of your back body is also rounding, kind of creating a dome shape. And then your chin can tuck down, but I really want you to focus on the low back, midsection of your back as a rounding. And I really trust that your shoulders and your head will be fine. They will find this pose without much effort. Breathe in both in and out. Let's engage the belly wall. This is such a perfect time to use that strengthening technique of the Mula Bandha, engaging the Mula Bandha. So I really want to invite you to and encourage you to use it as we now begin our vinyasa, that you introduce the inhale and the exhale. And the exhale, you use the Mula Bandha, pulling in and up through the perineum. You can just slide it right in there in this pose. It just works perfectly. So we're tucking on this cat pose. We're tilting on the cow pose. No tension in your mouth. Relax into this. I know you can access this. Maybe putting more words to it than usual, but I really want to learn how to just integrate some of these things that you've learned about, like engaging that Mula Bandha, for example, anytime without my instruction or invitation, that you just recognize there's other opportunities to employ that are very stabilizing. All right, that's great. One more on each pose. When you come up, just lift up. Got your hands in that mitten position so your fingers are together, your thumbs are pointing toward each other. Try to lengthen up so that you're not squeezing into your neck. You're trying to let those shoulder blades drop down. You're not trying to huddle up in there. But yet it's a full extension of the arms. So it's like a full body stretch. Breathe in, breathe out. Find that rhythm of your own breath. Very long and strong. Push your feet to the floor so your legs feel like they're in on this deal too. Take our inhale and let's exhale and open the heart. So it's just the W-shaped arms. Inhaling, open the heart. I've been using this quite often because I like it. It's a great way to start, right? We start with opening the heart in the very symbolic thing that is for us, not to mention that it's consistent with the body movement we're trying to warm up. Inhale fully and also exhale fully. So you have the time in both of those poses to really feel that. Excellent. Let's meet with the bent elbows, but they're more like in the goddess position. So it's just elbows bent and those arms are held at shoulder height or armpit height. Now, see if you can drop your hands and raise them back up. So we're into that scarecrow shows up. It's kind of awkward. It's good use of the musculature though. Still have my mitten hands on. All right, let's keep those L shapes. You can see that. And put one hand in front of the other. So the back hand, the arm behind you, the back of that hand is pressing into your back body as far back there as you can go. So it pulls that shoulder back. And then we'll switch back into the scarecrow and switch. Now you don't need me to keep reciting all that. You get it. So you start moving. And I know you're familiar enough with this little series, I guess, that you know to turn your head. And so when you're ready for that, when you got your, feel like, okay, I'm confident that my arms know what to do, then you're going to turn your head toward the front arm. And what I'd like you to try is to slow this down. So when you're holding the turn of the head, you're counting to 4. Then you come back up, you go to the other side, you get situated, you count to 4 as you turn your head. So you're spending some time in that turned head, so your neck gets benefit of that. If we rush through this, we don't really feel the impact. So count to 4 before you change to the other side. Last time on each side, so it feels like you did the same number on each side. And come back to neutral. We're going to bring those arms back into their goddess position of bent elbows and then close that up. So open it and close it. This too is done as a vinyasa. So we're finding this related to the breath in and the breath out. Next time you bring your arms together, interlace your hands so it binds them together. Lift up like crazy. Lift those elbows up. Lift up. Let your head tilt back if it wants to. Lift up and hold. Breathe in, breathe out. Try to breathe through the length of that curved spine now. We've come into a back bend. Breathe through your spine. Press your feet to the floor. Squeeze the block. Really squeeze it. Finish each exhale. And when we finish that, let's bring our elbows down toward our belly button, rounding through the back body, tucking the tail, tucking your pelvis now. Holding, rounding, and holding. Let's do it again, lifting up, extending like crazy, elbows together. Let your head tilt back if it's agreeable to your neck. Squeeze the block. Use the Mula Bandha. Breathe in, breathe out. What could you soften? We've got a lot that we've engaged to create stability here, but where could you soften? There's always a balance. As you exhale, we're rounding down, bringing those elbows into the belly button, rounding through the shoulders, using the Mula Bandha. Let's come up, release the arms all the way down and around. Let's just do some circles here. Spread your fingers apart, stretching your hands a little bit. Change the direction of that circle. Try to notice how much of your body stretches when you move your arms like this. Not just your arms and shoulders, is it? Palms come together overhead. Inhale with me. Exhale, we bow at the heart. Inhale up. Exhale, again, the big back bend all the way down and around. I'm going to lose the block for the time being and get a hold of the cloth. Keep your feet in a distance apart that works for you. I can see some real advantage to getting a little wider stance with this. So if that kind of appeals to you, just get yourself in a different alignment so you feel very stable in the lower part of your body so you can work with this with that kind of stability built in. So remember, no ducking with your head. So you got to get your head up, and then your arm has to do the movement, that it needs to get back behind you. But your head, it's taking the lead here. It's going to stand, sit up nice and tall like you're supposed to. Let's get a hold of the other side of the cloth. So here we are. And I want you to start moving through that. Keep your head up, always up. Take the time that you need to get a hold of that. Feel it in your body. Maybe you count. Maybe you get into it and you think, oh, it needs at least a count of 3 or something, that you hold it, breathe it. And you feel solid in the lower part of your body. So very stable, feet to the floor, bottom on that chair seat. I like to pick up the pace as I get going with this. So then I feels like there's more lubrication going on, more fine tuning the mind body connection. Just a couple more. Plan on that, just a couple more with each arm going up. And we'll finish it up. Let's get a hold of that cloth out front. So you've got that crisp, the longest opportunity here with that. And then just try to circle around with that. You're just going to keep that tautness, and you're maybe just trying to draw some patterns or find some stretching here that feels kind of good, feels appropriate. And it's just that the engagement of the arms is so much different because you're pulling on that cloth. So the arms are totally engaged just to do that. Remember the drishti, how we're turning our head, where we're looking? See if that can come into play here, where you look down or over or sometimes up, just to feel what's going on with your neck. It's just kind of fun to play with this because it just adds a different dimension here about engagement. I think it makes you feel strong. Can you bend your elbows and let that cloth drop behind your back without ducking? Last time, inhale up, exhale down, and we're going to lose that cloth, put it to the side or wherever you want. Give it a toss. Let's get that wider angle now, heels in, toes out. Your heels are kind of close to the chair legs a little bit. And let's start circling around. Feel it in your pelvis now. Just kind of take everything else out of the picture for a moment so you feel this action in your pelvis. Big circle, big wide circle. Hands on the thighs, greater stability. Feels a little more grounded that way. Next time you're in the middle, take a pause, press into your feet, lift your chest so that you can lift your head, shoulder blades back and down, spread those wings, palms face down, push into your legs. Push. Open up that chest, find your breath, feel strong in your body. That's what it feels like to me, really strong. My legs feel really strong. Hands come back to the thighs. Now we're changing direction. Can you remember that? Find your new direction of circle. Let your chest do this movement. Let the felt experience be primarily in the pelvis if you can. Okay, and let's find it again in the middle. Spread your wings when you're ready for that. You got to open up the chest, 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 chest. Shoulder blades should be drawn toward each other, toward the center. Find that full breath. Can you feel the breath through your legs as well? Full body experience of your breath. I know we're here a while. It's okay. You can do it. Push. Breathe big breaths that extend through the whole body. Excellent. When we come up, palms will be together. Lift up. Exhale, bow at the heart. Inhale up. Exhale all the way down and around. Let's hold on to the chair. I want you to just move your feet just a little closer together. And just this simple hold, just cross your leg. Holding onto the chair is a very steadying way to approach this. But if you don't need it, you feel very steady on your own, hands at the waist. So we've done several. I don't know. I didn't count. And we'll do the other side. Just that action of lifting up your leg and putting it across. And then let's take a wider stance. So then there's a little more efforting, and we're going to switch every time. A little wider stance and switching what leg is moving every time. Again, holding onto the chair anytime you need to. We don't want to slip ourselves right off this chair seat. So, if you need to hold on, you've got nothing to prove. You do it the way it feels safe and appropriate for you. Next time you got left over right, let's bring them over there and really angle the legs. Bind them together if you want to, which would be just wrapping your back of your foot around that standing leg, the leg that's on the floor. Let's try a simple twist. Just sweep your arms over into a simple twist. all things lead up to this. You know, those arms, those um, scarecrow arms that we wrapped around us, that's kind of in play right here. Can you feel that? That back arm is in that shape, or could be. Find a drishti. Take your chin now and drag it through your chest bone, kind of like you're bowing down, and land so that your chin is kind of pointing towards your right armpit. Feel that in your neck. Finish each and every breath. Come back up, slowly just start with the head, then the arms and the shoulders will get their feet back where they belong. And we'll take that step over and over. And this time we're going to hold it. Squeeze that in. Nice and tall. Feel the balance of your pelvis. This is a good time to do that. Take those arms like a big sweeping action to turn and twist. Get those scarecrow arms out there. Pull back, pull the shoulder back. Balanced right to left in your pelvis. It's so easy to lean. I mean, it's almost the automatic thing that happens as we lean. So see if you can bring yourself into more awareness so that you're very upright. Feels like it to you. The drishti, turning your head, turning your gaze. Let's deepen the breath so you can feel the breath all the way into your belly. Now drop your chin towards your chest and then glide it over toward now your left armpit. And keep working with that so you feel the sensation of it. You can feel how that movement is stretching your neck in some way. Slowly bring your head up and out of that, and let the arms and shoulders come back, and let the legs come back to the floor. And we're going to circle that around a little bit. I want to move into the joint work. So we've kind of opened up, instead of starting with the ankles, we're going to start with the hips because we're kind of already there. So let's just lift up and kick. How about this? I'm just making this up as I go. How about we lift up and we have to touch? So now you're doing it without holding onto your legs at all. I'm touching the inner ankle. You might touch your toe. I don't know. It's a twisting action. Keep going. Hold it wherever you are. Hold on to their foot. Hold on and reach up with that arm. Reach up. We'll switch. Lift it up. Hold on. Lift up. Look up if you want. Foot's really flexed up there. Good, and let's release all that and take a little moment here to reset the body. We're going to move our feet a little closer together. Our legs are more lined up with the hips. Scoop up one leg and let's move through your knee because we're just going backwards in this. We started with the hips, so we might as well go to the knee. Circle that around. It's kind of like a ragdoll leg, so it can easily move through that knee joint. Change the direction of the circle. Sit up tall. And then hug the knee into the chest and then straighten the leg. So it's just alternating from a bent knee to a straight leg. Again, try to keep yourself upright. You're not leaning back into the backrest. At least you're aware that that's what you're trying to do. You're doing the best you can. Last one, push it out. Hold it. And we'll get that foot back to the floor. Let's scoop up the other leg. We're going to start with the knee. Change the direction of that. Notice your breath. Yep, I'm still breathing. I guess that's kind of what we're doing. Checking in. Oh, yeah, I am breathing. Hug that knee into the chest. So bent knee followed by a straight leg. hugging it in, straightening it out. You know, you could do this without the use of your hands if that kind of appeals to you for the challenge of it. I'm personally not going to choose that option. Straight leg pushing out, and the knee back to the floor, stand, sit in your nice, tall, upright position. Matter of fact, let's find our mountain pose for a quick check-in. Palms face forward, shoulders pulled back and down. We're in our mountain pose, a seated mountain pose. Maybe close your eyes real quick. Do a body scan, feeling your way up through the back side of your body. So instead of checking out how the front side feels, like we most always do, or speaking for myself, instead, just see if you can get curious about how's it feel in your back body. And you can direct your breath that way. Like your breath is servicing the back side of your body more so than the front right now, for whatever reason. Exhale completely. Let's get those eyes open. We're going to scoop up a leg and we're going to move into the ankle joint. So circle that around. Spread the toes, make a fist with your foot. Spread the toes, then make a fist with your foot. You'll add that in. Hug that knee into your chest and let your foot onto your other thigh so you can give yourself a massage here. So I want you to spread your toes apart, wiggle around, let each toe be touched. So you're kind of loosening it up around its little socket there. Try to trust the sensation that you're getting, the little nudge your body might be offering you about what next. I like to weave my fingers in between my toes. Not saying it's easy because it isn't, but it feels nice once I've done it. I feel like, well, that's it. That's kind of useful to have that additional space in there once in a while. Bring yourself very upright now, and we'll just bring that foot to the floor, bring it back up, put that foot to the floor. Last time over here, and get ready for the other side. So we're just going to scoop up that leg and start moving that foot around. We're in the ankle. The standing leg is important, so just be aware that's got to be standing there perfectly still so that you got some foundation. Now spread your toes apart, make a fist with your foot. Spread your toes apart, then you kind of make a fist. And circle that around. We're going to get that leg up. And let's start massaging. Toes for sure, each toe, you want to give attention to each toe, little pull, little something. No hands now, we're going to get that foot to the floor, no help, just get it up and get it down. I think that's enough. All right, hold on to the chair, lift those feet up, come forward with your bottom, or you don't, holding on to the chair doesn't have to be a part of the component, just saying. And come all the way up. Shake that all out. Kick it and shake it out. Everything you can think of. Moving your head, get your shoulders shaken out. And then bring your legs together, very close together, like a mermaid legs. Bend into your knees and start circling around. So this is an additional movement through joints. You get ankles and knees at the same time, but I say, because I'm acutely aware of my hips and buttocks these days, I can tell you that this also is using those muscles and that the joints up there are also getting some attention. Change the direction of that circular move. and make your way back to standing. And this time we're finding our mountain pose. Pull the belly in, a little soft bend of the knee, palms face forward. Big breath in, big breath out. Close your eyes. I want you to buzz on that exhale. So you just have to have your lips just kind of come together, and you try to let the air come out in a buzz. Just work on it. Just see if you can relax into it. You know, you got nothing to prove. See if you can generate a little different vibration in your mouth by adding that buzz. While you keep working on that, I'll tell you why we're doing it. This has to do with vagal tone. The vagus nerve is a major operator in our body, in our nervous system. And that little buzz, anytime you bring sort of a vibration, singing, whistling, all does that in terms of moderating that vagal tone, keeping you in a nice, steady sense of, can't think of the word I wanted to tell you, just balance through. Homeostasis, I knew I'd come up with it. Just helps with that. All right, inhale with me, palms up overhead. Exhale, we bow up and all the way around with those arms. Let's use the chair in this way. I'm going to have you stand next to your chair, so you've got the back of the chair near you for support if you need it. And we're going to start by just taking a step forward. So the standing leg, the leg that's near the chair, is not going to move. It's just going to hold its ground, and you're stepping. So I'll give you the side view. It's not complicated. That's all I'm doing is stepping forward, to include for sure a bent knee. Find that rhythm of movement. We're going to do something different with the arms now. Step forward, arms up and down. And if you need to have your hand on the chair, you can still do it. Finding a drishti is useful. Stare at something, helps you keep balanced. Take that step and hold it now. Palms are facing each other. Hold it, feel both feet to the floor. Get strong with your belly. Make a fist with your hands and bring them on down. So now we've got fists. Now the movement is going to go like this. When we take our step, we're pulling in using our bicep curl. So let's take the step and curl those biceps. So strong arms. This one you might pick up the pace with. See if that works for you, that you want to kind of do this with a little faster pace. Good job. And down we go. Shake, shake, shake. Let's go the other way. So we want to get the other leg movement. We're starting with the step. If I'm rushing you, you just take it, just calm down and just get here when you get here. And let's use the arms now. I call this the proud warrior. We lift up. Hands are in that mitten position, so your fingers are together. Lift up and hold. Get your balance. Make a fist now as we bring our legs together, and let's do that bicep curl. Taking a step means we bend those elbows and pull in. One more. And all the way down and around. So shake, shake, shake. Again, keep your chair near you. Anytime I introduce something new, you can always move your chair around so that you have that touchstone. for your use, even if I'm not illustrating that. So I'm going to have my feet a little bit, more than hips distance apart. We're going to do a little curtsy. Just a little curtsy where you step behind you. And when you do, both knees bend, and it's like a little, little bowing action. Let's switch to the other leg. So that we just changed what leg is in the back. We're going to switch again. And then hold this one. We're on the new side. The leg that's behind you, that same side arm is going to reach the palm up toward the ceiling. Your other hand can be at your waist, or you could wrap it around with that little L shape that we work with and push it against the back body. But it's the palm that's reaching up, not your fingertips. Both knees are bent. You can feel there's connection between your thighs. Smooth out the breath. Start to come back to a neutral position. We're going to switch sides. If you need a little pause, take that pause. So we switch, so the other leg is back. And now we got the hang of it. And that's going to hold now. Hold it. Same side, the back leg, that same arm matches to push up through the palm of the hand while the other arm wraps around behind you. Knees are both bent. One foot flat to the floor, the other one the heels up. I bet it is. I mean, if you're finding it different in your body, that's okay. But I'm just telling you, I'm giving you a description here of what I'm experiencing. Nice job. Let's start to unravel all that. Come back to neutral. If there's any movement your body's craving, let's get it right now. All right, hands back to the back of your chair. Let's try that L-shaped stretch. So you're going to start hinging at your hips, pushing your feet to the floor to make a big imprint on the ground here. And keep stretching through your butt muscles. Pull back. Feet are down. This is an opportunity to try to straighten your legs just for more stretch. I mean, there's no gold star for straight legs. It just means you stretched it out. Your calves are stretched and loose, a little bit looser. You've stretched through your hamstrings, so they're a little bit looser, a little healthier. Two more breaths. Some of you might want to walk a little closer to the chair and take a forward fold where you just drape like a rag doll all the way down. It's not something I can do right now, but many of you can. So take your moment to do something else, a forward fold. I'm choosing a kind of a half lift, a little squat. This one is kind of a partial way to do chair pose. Uttanasana. If you're doing a full forward fold, keep your eyes open, bend your knees one hand at a time. We'll come to your thighs and we'll all meet in this version of the chair pose. So we're like in a squat. Let's bring hands to the prayer position if that works for you. I'm going to keep my hands on my legs. It's much more supportive for me in my current state. So palms together might be an alternative for you. It demands more of your thighs because you're not creating this bracket of support with your arms. So when you bring your hands together, it's a big deal. Release now, come up slowly, reach up, palms will come together overhead. Exhale, we bow. Inhale up and exhale all the way down and around. Be near enough to your chair for support for our balance pose now. Shift your weight to the leg that's closest to your chair. And let's just take a bent knee up in the air. Maybe palms face forward and you're not touching the chair. Maybe you've got a hand on the chair. Find a drishti, stare at something while you bring a bent knee up, maybe at hip height. Spread the toes of that foot. Try to straighten that leg and return to the bent knee. So when you straighten the leg again, it's pushing out through your heel. and we return to the bent knee. Try that again. Bent knee, let's get a hold of that leg. I'm holding onto the underside. Notice your standing leg. I just wanted to bring that to your attention. Notice your ankle and your foot and the strength. Can't you just feel that? It's like you can feel the bones, the strength and that stability, clear as day. Let's bring that foot back to the floor. Shake that out a little bit. To do the other side, you want to maybe just turn around so your other side has the benefit of the chair right there, nice and handy. We're going to bring that high knee forward. Spread the toes. Keep kind of lifting it up. And let's add, when you're ready, the straight leg. So we have a bent knee, and it goes to a straight leg. Push out through your heel when you're straightening your leg. Find your breath. Stop everything. If you've lost contact with your breath, just stop. Find your breath. It's the most important. Breath awareness, it's the most important. But we're going to bend the knee and hold that, just so you can feel that standing leg, the strength of your foot, the strength of your ankle that's holding you up. Both feet to the floor. Shake it out. One last L-shaped stretch. That L-shaped stretch is officially known as an extended forward fold. So you're just creating an L shape in your body with the hinge only at your hips. There's no hinge of anywhere in your back. Just pull through the butt muscles. You're just stretching back through the butt muscles, pressing your feet to the floor, including the balls of your feet. Smooth out the breath. Get slower with the breath and start walking yourself back to the chair. Take a pause right here. Don't do anything but wait. Let's bring our hands to the prayer position at the heart. Just for a thank you, just to really pump up that experience of gratitude in our body for our good health, our ability to move and breathe, stand our ground. And may we be open enough to receive the benefits of yoga to the extent of unconditional positive regard for ourselves and others. All right, let's meet in Shavasana now. So if you're going to grab a second chair or however it is you like to proceed from here, this is your time. Get a glass of water for me. And during this meditation time, I close out my video, but I'm still here. I know that you can trust. I'm encouraging you to trust that this transition will be a sacred transition. It's so important for us to honor this part, the relaxing, the coming within, as it is the movement and the strengthening and the stretching. So surrender your body's weight into the chair or the surface beneath you. And that's kind of takes a process. It's not like you can just flip a switch. Your body's kind of has this natural inclination to protect. So we have to guide ourselves into this relaxation, allowing it. The nervous system will appreciate that. So we slow down the breath on purpose. And know that coming into this space of a slower, more intentional breath as you relax your shoulders and your belly and relax to the point where you've surrendered to the surface beneath you, step by step, little by little. that leads to an environment of healing, an environment of healing in your body, mind, and soul. So we're open to receive healing, perhaps. And sometimes that could be hurt feelings. It can be a hurt body. It could be, that you feel lost or confused. Healing the body as we breathe in and breathe out and surrender our body weight to the surface beneath us. And the space around you. So notice, if you can, as you breathe, can you imagine the space that's right in front of your face? And you can notice that as you breathe in from that space, you breathe out again into it. And then don't limit the awareness of the space to just that in front of your face, but how about all of your head, the space that surrounds your head? You've all of a sudden become aware of that space as well, breathing in from that space and out again into it. Slow that breath down. Take your time. If the awareness of the space around your head doesn't really resonate for you, or doesn't seem like it's meaningful, skip it. Breathe the way you like to do and relax the way you have found useful. Feel the softening of the belly and relax your hands. Yeah, just soften the hands. And we've used mantras during this time very successfully to keep the mind from getting too busy, too active. Let's kind of hold on to the reins of that breath by introducing a mantra. I'm going to suggest so hum. So hum. And this is a different translation, but it's still very, very similar to what's kind of traditionally used as the definition for that mantra. So hum. I'm going to suggest it's oh well. Oh well. Just conceding to the moment, to the very present moment. Oh well. I invite you now to lay your right hand on top of your chest bone and lay your left hand right on top of your right hand. So you're just kind of bringing both hands into the heart center. See if you can start this next little phase here by being aware of your breath at your heart. So see if you can kind of breathe in and out from that heart space. And I'm going to lead you through the loving kindness meditation. And just to remind you, it starts, always does, with a blessing for ourselves. Secondly, for a blessing for those that we know and love. And finally, a blessing for everyone, those we don't know, the vast nature of our planet. May I be safe and protected. May I be happy and at peace. May I be healthy and strong. May I live with ease. May you be safe and protected. May you be happy and at peace. May you be healthy and strong. May you live with ease. May all people everywhere, every person, every being, be safe and protected. May they too be happy and at peace, healthy and strong. And may all people everywhere, every person, every being, live with ease. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose and exhale it out of your mouth like a big sigh. Ah, a surrender, a release. Do that a couple times. You really feel the nature of that sigh as a full body experience. Ah. We're going to need to get our feet back to the floor. So if you've elevated your feet and legs, let's get back to a seated position. Feet on the floor. We're no longer leaning into the backrest. Turn your head to look in one direction. Hold it for a count of 4, or just hold it as long as you want. And then slowly bring yourself to the other turn of the head and wait a little bit. That's all I'm saying. Wait a little bit. And do it again now on each side. Just wait a little bit. Stretch that neck. And both sides. And come back to center. Let's sync up our breath and we'll close out our practice today. Inhale, palms together overhead. Exhale, we bow at the heart. Inhale back up. Exhale is the time for sharing this beautiful, loving energy for positive regard all the way in our community as well. Palms together in the prayer position, we bow to ourselves. We bow to one another. Namaste, my friends. Thank you for joining me.